Um, Good morning. It's it's pretty crap weather here. The weather has been terrible the last couple of days. Yeah, it's been like that all wet season, just on and off. Usually here we only get like 2 weeks of rain in the wet season, and then it turns sunny and then it turns dry and cold and then yeah, spring comes and it just starts all over again. But yeah, I have nothing to do and yeah, so I wanted to make another video. Um, Today I actually wanted to talk a bit about my work. I've been doing this since I was 20, thereabouts, and I wanted to actually show you outside a bit of what I do, and perhaps I'll get to that later. But for now, um, I'll I'll try put a little a video up there, and you can you can see that now you can see it's light rain, but it's a bit cold, and I'm not as young as I used to be, so I don't work in the cold rain anymore. Yeah, just trying to stay healthy and stay a bit warmer these days because fighting fighting off any sickness is a bit harder, and yeah. So I wanted to talk a bit about what I do for a living. Uh, oh, well, in Australia, you have government benefits, of course, for the disabled, which give you a bit of help, but it in the way of growing and achieving something bigger, it yeah, it doesn't allow for that. So you have to try and make a bit of extra money where you can. Actually, I was doing something before I got in these government benefits, and it, even though I've slowed down a bit, I have to keep doing it because it's a way of earning a little extra money, and yeah, you kind of need it because you can't live off what the government provides for you when you're as active as I am, and yeah, uh, actually I want to um, actually get off government benefits altogether, and that's something that yeah, it's not impossible. Uh, yeah, I like doing the unachievable. So yeah, that's just one more goal that I want to achieve. So anyway, this is I work outside in a garden, which is my block is like probably just over 2 acres, and my garden stretches throughout that whole um, 2 acres, 2 and a bit acres, and I grow trees and fruit and everything that I want to grow. Uh, yeah, most of it's for consumption, eating, and some of it I use to, you know, help pay the bills and stuff. And yeah, it keeps me healthy. This is what I do to for my exercise and my overall health. Just to be out there and working to achieve something. It's good for mental health, and moving around a lot keeps me healthy on the inside as well, as much as as much as I can, and yeah, so far it's worked well, and so so yeah, I've been doing this since I was 20, and when I was 20, I was a lot fitter. I was I could bounce back a lot from injury, and you know keep going. But yeah, I used to spend like days days and weeks out there without seeing anyone. From a brief rundown from the beginning. So from the beginning, I was in this car accident, and I survived against all odds. And yeah, going up to when I was young adult, that was what I was known for. Surviving this accident, and people would look at me in yeah, they would look at me in awe. That's how I can say it. But they would look at me yeah, in awe, because they saw me from where I was to where I was then as a young adult, and they thought I was just um, I was I was that strong, and they admired me for being that strong, and I was known as the person the guy who survived so much, and 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 came through it, and I looked pretty sprightly when I was in my early adulthood. So yeah, people looked at me like I was strong, and I could yeah, they admired me for being that you know overcoming so much sickness and illness, and being just being alive. But that wasn't that was okay, because yeah, but I didn't want to be known. I didn't want to be known for surviving so much, and being you know just because I yeah, like it was a lot to you know come out of that, but it's not what I wanted to be remembered as. Like like I thought, if I got older, that's all I would be remembered as. And I wanted to be known for something else other than uh, the guy who had an accident, and he overcame so much, and and yeah, he's still alive today. I wanted to be remembered for something bigger. So anyway, when I was younger and we first moved out here, my father had an idea. My parents had an idea of building this garden that you know build this garden, because our gardens are very close to us. They're sacred to us. So um, my parents had an idea of building this big uh, garden, and but we were a bit uh, we didn't realize how much work it would take to build this garden, and uh, water was a big thing. you couldn't, here in Townsville, it only rains like a, fraction of the year, and the rest of the year you have to water yourself, and so you have to drag all these hoses, and or you can put irrigation in, but irrigation will only water so much of your garden. You don't want, we strive for perfection in our garden, so we want it to look like this tropical paradise, and my father didn't he didn't understand, or he didn't realize how much work it would take to actually get this garden started, and my mother was supportive, but I think she even saw how futile it was, and yeah, and so my dad, who had four daughters and only one son, started this garden, and I'll throw up a couple of pictures of how it started, and if you look closely, you can see the trees that were the first trees here, but you can see how empty it was, and yeah, how you had to have vision to try and make this place look so tropical, because it is not, they call it the tropics, but it goes, yeah, it barely rains in this town. From when they started, when mom and dad started building this place, they only had my four sisters to help them start. I wasn't anywhere near as healthy or as strong as I could have been. In fact, I think when they started planting, I was close to dying at that time. I was barely alive when my nephew was born. Yeah, so we yeah, and in those early days, dad kept up, but because only pumps and sorry, I just bit my lip then. Pumps and irrigation were hard to put in those days, and it was trial and error. We were always trying to get find better ways of watering this place, and yeah, in the beginning, my dad just wore himself out trying to yeah, keep this place looking good, and growing as good as it should. Um, so, and in my early, around about 20, that's when I started working, and I started trying to at least keep this dream alive that he had, and because I had nothing else to do. I didn't want to, um, I didn't have a very good, I wasn't educated and stuff like that, and well, I was, but I didn't really want to put effort into furthering my education and being stuck inside for long periods of time, and yeah, so I started working out there for like hours and hours a day, sometimes 10 hours a day. I'd be out there, and I enjoyed the space, but I came so close to, you know, killing myself out there, which I didn't mind because I wanted to be remembered as for something better than, um, just surviving. I wanted to be, that person. If I was gonna go, I was gonna go working, and dying outside in the garden was was um was uh, was acceptable to me because it I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be inside letting sickness take me how however it would. And I think doing that much work really exercised my body and put me in a better physical uh, shape, better physical shape than I would have been, sitting inside and trying to I don't know, do whatever people do inside. I would fall out of my chair a lot, um, just from hitting holes and yeah, because I don't wear a seatbelt. Um, I um, I had a fall. I I actually when I was younger I actually tipped my whole chair into a garden at a at the special school I was attending in those days, and I had a seatbelt on, and the whole chair actually um, sat on top of me because the whole chair buckled forward, and well, the whole chair tipped forward, and it was actually on top of me, and that was actually that was my own fault, and I'll keep that secret to myself. But yeah, I was trapped with the whole chair on top of me, and yeah, so from that time, I stopped wearing seatbelts, and I refused to wear seatbelts, because I'm always in a wheelchair, and my thinking is if this chair capsizes, it's gonna take me with it, and I won't be able to get out from under it. Yeah. So I I fell out of my chair a lot from hitting potholes and bumps and stuff like that. And I've been thrown out of my chair a lot. And yeah, but in my condition, thankfully, because I have some mobility, I could just jump back up and keep working. Yeah. So that was it was it was it was a good good thing to do, and it kept me in good shape. And I may have talked about this before, but I wanted to elaborate on what I do out there. So it's because it's a rainy day and I just have nothing to do, and yeah. So hopefully this will make a short video of just showing you what I do and what was how it started. And this was actually, this wasn't my dream. This was my dad's dream of building this enormous garden, and yeah, and yeah. So he this is my parents' dream of having this garden, which is pretty popular among my people. It's well known, and yeah, this is what I want to be remembered for, um, among 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 my people, instead of being this this kid that got hit by a car and managed to survive through that. Yeah.